Wanna talk? So let's talk. Yeah. Talk. You wanna talk? You gotta talk, you need to talk. News talk.
I talk, you talk to Solomon. I talk, you talk to Solomon. Yeah, let's talk to Solomon. Talk to Solomon.
You gotta talk, you wanna talk.
Welcome back to Talk to Solomon. We're here every Tuesday, and we appreciate your being a part of the show. Please tell 100,000 of your closest friends. That's me, Stan Solomon. I'm the host. My co-host in the studio,
Chief Steve.
former police chief Steve Davis, and from the great state of Alabama, we have the what is that noise? We have my friend Greg W. Howard, a financial expert and a former and I guess current Marine. Greg?
Hi, good to be here.
Why are we getting that feedback? Greg, you're giving us feedback. You got to do something about that. I don't know why it is, but, you know, shoot your speaker or something. All right. We have in the state of Missouri, a very important state. They used to call it a swing state. Now it's already in the Republican column. There's a senatorial race with one of the most liberal, most pro-abortion, pro-gay marriage, pro-Obamacare senators in the United States, Claire McCaskill, was in the polling data in the primary times, losing by double digits to every one of the Republican nominees. Well, the most conservative of those nominees was a guy named Todd Akin. He's a member of the United States House of Representatives. Todd Akin is very pro-life. When asked by the media, which he should never have talked to, when asked by the media about his feelings on abortion, he said that it was his understanding that in cases of a quote-unquote legitimate rape, meaning a traumatic, forcible rape, but he didn't add that, that a woman was less likely to get pregnant, which is absolutely true. Even though leftists, lesbians, baby killers, liberals, and lunatics, did I say the same thing 5 times?
Yes, you did.
At any rate, say it's not that there's no difference. It's not true. Anyone under trauma is less likely to have certain things happen than someone who is not under trauma. But he apologized. He said it should have said forcible, but it didn't change what he thought was the case. And the Democrats did what Democrats do. But the Republicans did, well, let me ask Steve, what did Republicans do?
Well, what we always do, we find out one little flaw in somebody and drop them like a hot potato. And so the difference, though, is that on the Democrat side, their candidates, they can be accused of child molesting, of murder, rape, whatever, it doesn't even matter. They rally behind them no matter what. But on our side, one little flaw, we desert them. I want to comment on something I heard Dana Lesh say on her radio show last week, which was absolutely wonderful. She talked about our side, the conservative side, the Republican side of this, and how we are always looking for the perfect candidate. But as long as we're sending human beings into office and as candidates and as office holders, we're never going to get the perfect candidate. We've got to overlook some things that happen because we're human beings and all going to make a mistake and go with the best person for the job. In this case, it's obviously Todd Akin.
And that's the point I'm trying to make. Todd Akin is now getting support and money from big-name Republicans like Newt Gingrich, like Rick Santorum, like C.L. Bryant, like Cain, what's his name? Herman Cain. And I firmly believe that no matter what the left tries to tell you, that quality women, now I'll get in trouble, but I could care less. A quality woman is one who won't kill her own child, won't want her sister, her mother, or her daughter to kill their child, and who can add 1 and 1 and come up with 2 and will actually get facts and not just quote party line. That's a quality woman, which leaves out 97.8% of all Democrats. Having said that, I believe that listen to me, the majority of women in Missouri who vote will vote for Todd Akin. A substantial majority, 57, 58, 59% of men who vote in Missouri will vote for Todd Akin. And I think Claire McCaskill, who as everyone predicted before the primary, will in fact lose her seat. She was the most vulnerable member of the United States Senate of either party. Greg, your thoughts?
Well, there's a good reason that Claire McCaskill was the most vulnerable member of the Senate. Remember how her staunch support of Obamacare. Remember how she basically peed on the voters of Missouri when they tried to have town hall meetings. Her staffers closed the blinds of her office when they came to her office to try to see her and talk to her about her vote about this. She called the police on peaceful protesters outside her offices. She has been a party line vote, a rubber stamp vote for Obama since day one. So there is absolutely no reason for anybody who is a Tea Party member, an independent, or a Republican to vote for Claire McCaskill. And if you recall, you had Alan Keyes on this show immediately after the so-called huge gaffe that was going to kill him. Alan Keyes put up a huge and powerful defense for Todd Akin and absolutely crushed any reason to vote against him and exposed the real reason why the Republican Party was engaging in cannibalism against him. I also put up a blog on this, and many other people on the right with good conscience also came forward. And when you're talking about the people coming forward to help him, don't leave out Jim DeMint. Jim DeMint is also a hero in this.
And Jim DeMint's bringing money for his campaign. Big money. Big money. All right. Senator Lindsey Graham, a guy who is not one of my heroes. In fact, I don't like him at all. I wouldn't leave him alone with my lunch if it was frozen. But Lindsey Graham is, give him credit, one of those guys who will stand up and holler and shout and ring the bell and clang the cymbals. And he's doing that with this move by Barack Obama, this illegal move to use our money to pay defense contractors to keep people on until after the election that they don't need and we're going to lay off. Chief.
Well, it is illegal is the word that really gets me. First of all, it is illegal, and our president of the United States is committing an illegal act. But not only is he offering to pay fines and other fees involved with this with our tax dollars we didn't approve in the first place, but don't forget there's going to be huge attorney fees involved in this. Millions of dollars going to go to attorneys that we're going to pay from our tax dollars that shouldn't be happening because of our president.
Greg.
I'm sorry, we were transferring lines over. Can you just give me a real quick of where we were?
I was talking about the fact that Lindsey Graham, who is not a conservative on most issues, in my opinion, has been up to the task of confronting Obama when he's done something wrong. And this move by Obama to take our tax dollars to pay defense contractors to not announce layoffs that they had planned to announce because they don't have work for these people to do, and now we, the taxpayers, and I are going to pay the cost of these workers until after the election, in which case they'll be laid off.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I was all over this today, and so were a number of people today on the social media. This amounts to nothing more than, first of all, Obama is telling these folks to do something totally illegal. Then he's going to pay their legal defense costs out of what? The public treasury? So what he is doing, in essence, is he has converted the public treasury of the United States into his personal campaign slush fund. This is beyond the pale. I mean, I was standing up and singing Heil Obama today when I heard this. This is ridiculous. This is dictatorship. Okay, he is dipping into the public treasury to enrich his campaign with votes by suppressing news of an upcoming layoff that he caused. And he's using government tax dollars to pay off the consequences of his decision.
Amazing. And you know that there was a story just last week that Barack and Michelle Obama, by the way, I have a hashtag called BAMO, B-A-M-O. That's what that means. Barack and Michelle Obama. And anytime I tweet about something related to them, I use that hashtag, and a lot of people have picked it up, but just to point it out there. At any rate, they have cost the American taxpayers $1.4 billion just in the last year. Now that compares to the royal family of England that cost the taxpayers of England $58 million. $1.4 billion. And people don't want to believe it. I have a lot of friends who are liberals, and I like them, and they're good people, but they're, you know, they need a lobotomy to upgrade. And they don't want to listen to anything that comes out. Just say it's not true. That's their pat answer. It's not true, even if it is true. And that's, by the way, a factoid. If you have someone that's on the fence, let them know that BAMO, Barack and Michelle Obama, cost you and I and the rest of the people that pay taxes in this country $1.4 billion in the last 12 months. Chief?
It's staggering, but it's a common known fact that liberals will easily and gladly spend our money.
U.S. government employees and their families are in the top 5 groups giving money to Obama. Now, why do you think that is? I often ask this question. When we had the financial alleged disaster, I say alleged because I still don't believe it was, but the financial alleged disaster that was sold to Bush, who then sold it to the American people, if we don't do this, the whole system will collapse. Crap, it wasn't true. But the stimulus that they came up with was to spend $1 trillion, and that money was going to be funneled, most of it, through government, so that the size of government for 1 year, how many fingers am I holding up?
One too many.
One too many. For 1 year, that was good, by 25%. Now here's your question, class. The second year, how much of that 25% was rolled back? All of it? Half of it? Most of it? Or none of it?
None of it.
Greg? Rich just gave us the answer. Not did they not roll back any of it, they increased it the second year. They made it the new baseline. So our government, and the reason we have in excess of $1 trillion in deficit is 90% because they just ballooned the size of government and kept it up there.
That's why there's no budget.
That's why they don't have a budget. Go ahead, Greg.
Yeah, they can't have a budget because they just would be even more embarrassed by their actions. As a matter of fact, the Department of Treasury announced today that you can't really say there's a deficit because there's no budget, right? But they did add $1.27 trillion to the debt of the United States in the past fiscal year.
Well, the fact is, a deficit, by definition, and you're the financial guy, is how much less you took in than you spent. It has nothing to do with the budget. It has to do with reality, right?
Yeah, but if you don't have a budget, it's really hard to say whether or not you went over or under budget. So, therefore, they without a target or without a baseline, as you pointed out, if they keep raising the baseline, they can say, well, we're only growing the government so much each year. Yeah, well, if you raise the baseline every year, of course it's only a 2% increase. And if you have no budget, then you have no target to miss. So this is a very nice, interesting game of statistics. You know, there's this old saying, there are lies, damn lies, and statistics. And they are engaging in the lie of statistics every single day. But the one statistic or one number that cannot be hidden now is the $1.27 trillion that was added in just 1 year to our debt. This is more than, in 2 years, this is more than Bush added in 3 or 4 years.
Excuse me, I agree totally. All right, let's try and wrap up this discussion of the election. They say there are basically 5 states that will determine the election. Ohio, Florida, and Virginia. Then they add North Carolina, and they add Wisconsin, and some throw in Colorado, and some throw in Michigan. But that's where this race will be determined. We pretty well know the red states, and we pretty well know the blue states. Some said Pennsylvania's in play. A judge just took care of that, and Pennsylvania's no longer in play because without voter identification, they'll be able to cheat enough in the metropolitan areas to keep that from falling into the Republican column. But I'm just going to ask for some predictions, at least at this stage of the game. Greg, your thoughts?
Well, I think that the lead that, as we talked about in polling in the previous segment, first of all, the entire South is going to go red as it has before. I think most of the Midwest is going to go red as it has before. I think Ohio will swing red if Governor Kasich gets out there and really pulls hard and does his part. Florida is probably going to tip red this time. There's an awful lot of pain going on there in property values. Virginia is definitely, I think, going to go red. West Virginia is gone for Obama. He has killed that state. So I think a lot of the swing states are hanging in the balance, and I think with Romney's war chest, I think he can tip it. It's going to depend on how he does in the debates, and of course we know that the media is going to cheat for Obama, but Obama has one flaw, and that is a very thin skin, I should say. And as Larry pointed out, if he will put a couple of zingers back on Obama, as Larry Pratt pointed out in the first segment, and push back when he has a quick answer and turn the tables on Obama and needle him as a gentleman, but needle Obama with his failures, I think the mask will come off and Obama's eyes will flash red with anger, as they frequently do, and he will have one of those unscripted meltdowns, and it might work very well.
All right. Well, Steve, your thoughts?
Well, I agree with everything that Greg said. I just want to add a little bit. I do believe that Greg mentioned earlier the tendency for white people to vote for the first black president was a big factor in the last election. That's not going to happen this time. Also, I really do think that Barack Obama had a great campaign the last time. He only used generalities. He talked about hope and change. A lot of people heard the hope and change they wanted, not the hope and change he wanted, and that's a different story today too, because he's got a record to run on. And I do believe that there are a lot of people now are hurting. The price of gas has doubled. Everything costs more. There's no jobs, and people have to pick between a possibility of a better future or the crummy president that we have now, and they're going to pick Mitt Romney.
Well, I want to tell you another factor that no one's talking about. Ready? The Mormon factor. Not the Mormon factor that will cost Romney votes, because we have a Mormon versus a Muslim. No one thinks of Obama as a Christian, at least not even with an I and a Q. But I think Colorado and Nevada, because of their Mormon population, which is huge, will go red. Those two states will be impactful. And I also believe because of Ryan, we're going to see Wisconsin go red. If, in fact, what I'm saying is true, and the Republicans win Wisconsin, Nevada, and Colorado, you realize those three together offset an Ohio, certainly, and I think he's going to win Ohio. Now, if Michigan comes into play, which now Obama's going to have to spend money in Michigan, and he knows, certainly his people know, that the phony polls they're putting out showing him up by 8 or 10 are not valid. And if they don't pay attention, those states like Michigan could slip away. I just don't see any way Romney will not win this election, and I'll go further. I believe we're going to see Republicans take between 7 and 9 net Senate seats. Let's go around the board and have some thoughts on that. Chief.
No, I agree with you totally, because a lot of people want to go out and vote against Barack Obama, and in the same time they're going to send Republicans along with Mitt Romney to go into office, and so it doesn't make sense to put a president in charge that you want without the help he needs to get his agenda done. So I agree with you, Stan. It's going to be a lot of new Republicans in office, especially in the Senate.
Greg?
Yeah, used to be the vote the bums out, except for my bum, he's not so bad mentality in America. But the anti-incumbent fervor has not run its full course, and there are a lot of senators in deep trouble right now. So I see a number of Democrat, Bill Nelson. I'm within 10 miles of the Florida border. I'm very well aware of what's going on in Florida. Everybody's remembering how he sold his soul to the devil to get Obamacare passed, and it is not going well for him in Florida right now. So he's gone. McCaskill's probably gone. There are a number of others that I don't think they have a snowball's chance of ever seeing Washington again, except as a lobbyist.
Well, you didn't have to use profanity. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with some other things outside the election with our panel, Greg W. Howard, former Police Chief Steve Davis, and me, Stan Solomon, here on Talk to Solomon. Do you like being healthy? I do. In fact, this product, which I've been taking for years now, is absolutely the answer. Now, you may not believe it, but I'm actually 21, plus tax, of course. This product has 146 different healthful nutrients in it, and it's liquid, so it's bioavailable. It tastes great, and it's sugar-free. 1 ounce of Sonic Life each day will help you to maintain and enhance your health. It's a kind of a gift, well, that you'll thank your mom for, your husband for, your wife for, your kids for. Whoever you give it to, they're going to say thank you. And you are going to enjoy the benefits of having all the vitamins, all the minerals, all the nutrients your body needs in one very reasonably priced product. Just go to cpnlive.com and everything's right there. You'll be able to read all the ingredients. The price is right there, a flat price delivered to your door anywhere in the United States of America. Sonic Life is a gift, a great gift. Give it to yourself. I do. You have a computer, if you're alive today, which means you have a hard drive, which means it's going to break down. Mozy, the backup people, for thousands, for Stan, for thousands of people, for tens of thousands of people, is simply common sense. You go to cpnlive.com, click on the icon for Mozy, the backup people, and sign up. It's just a few dollars a month. Let me tell you something. We had a break-in. They stole our whole computer. You know what? When they take the computer, you can't recover anything, but we had Mozy. We had the backup. We were able to restore everything simply by buying another computer. cpnlive.com, click on the icon for Mozy, the backup people, and give yourself common sense, peace of mind, great value, the best thing you've ever done. Sooner or later, it's going to be Mozy, the backup people. I like to eat. Do you like to eat? We all do. And usually we run to the grocery store, we run to the convenience store, or we have something in the fridge. But power's been out in parts of this country in the last few weeks. We don't know what's going to come down the pike economically. Smart people are putting in food. Alpine Aire Gourmet Reserves is a line of foods that you can put away that will last for a very long time. You know, they say eat what you store and store what you eat. This is great tasting stuff, healthy for you, a full line. You go to our website, cpnlive.com, and click on the button for Alpine Aire Gourmet Reserves and see all the different things we have. This is good tasting food. It's reasonably priced. It will last. And it's worth its weight in gold if a problem arises. I know you don't think there's going to be anything that goes wrong. Actually, you do. This is smart. This is smart insurance. This is smart preparation. This is smart thinking. You have kids, you have a spouse, you have parents, you have dependents, you have an appetite. All those things can be addressed by a frugal but smart investment in Alpine Aire Gourmet Reserves. Try them out. You will be tickled to death with the taste of them. You know what? In many cases, people start to eat this and they think, heck, this tastes better and costs less than what you're going to the grocery store to buy. cpnlive.com, check it out. Hey, my name is Stan Solomon, and you know if I have something to say, I'll say it. And I'll only tell you the truth because I'm a Republican, not a Democrat. Democrats always lie. Republicans only lie half the time. I don't lie at all. This is the FuelMule. It's an extraordinary product that was developed by a friend of mine, an engineer, and it increases the fuel mileage on your vehicle. If you have a combustion engine, this will increase your mileage by 10 to 20%. It bolts around your fuel line. You can install it yourself or have your mechanic do it. It is an extraordinary item, and it flat works. I've been using it for more than 10 years. It's increased my mileage on every vehicle I put it on, and by the way, it will last forever. You can get rid of your vehicle, just take it off and put it on the next one. Go to cpnlive.com. You'll have more information there. You can order it right there. We absolutely guarantee you'll be satisfied. The FuelMule. It's a way to kick down your cost of fuel and kick up your mileage. Don't you love the name? I thought of it. The FuelMule. Let me ask you a question. Do you like being sick? I have in my hand an incredible product. It's called TR10 Supercolloidal Silver. TR10 stands for a trace to the negative 10th power. The particles in this silver product are 6 to 8 angstroms, 6 to 8 10 billionths of a meter. Now listen to me. Silver has been the magic bullet for all of human existence. The Egyptians used silver instruments. We use silverware. They put silver in your teeth because nothing can grow on silver. Silver will kill anything but liberalism. I'm working on that. This product, you go to cpnlive.com, buy 1 quart of this product. It will last you for a very long time. Anytime you feel like you've been exposed to something bad, take some of this product, spray it in your mouth, or take a little bit and gargle it, swallow it. It will kill any pathogen. The average antibiotic kills 10 to 20 different pathogens. This product will kill 700 plus. Do yourself a favor, do your family a favor, do your doctor a favor. He's tired of seeing you. Get supercolloidal silver. Go to cpnlive.com, order the product. It's $29.95 plus shipping. I think it's $39.95 delivered any place in America right to your door. It's worth 10 times that. Check it out. If you're not 100% happy, just return it and we'll give you your money back.